Welcome to another episode of Ingrid's World. This episode is called The Education Show. We will meet with the VP of Education Solutions at UniversityNow. We will hear from an 8-year-old about how bullying is affecting her and learn from a respected educator about how we can help our children deal with this crucial issue. Our last segment, we will hear about the fascinating form of Chinese medicine, Qigong. So let's get started. Welcome to the show, Dr. Alvin Steward. It's a pleasure to have you. Dr. Steward, tell us a little bit about the company that you represent.
Well, first maybe just a little bit about myself to get the conversation started.
Love it.
I'm retired military. I served about 23 and a half years there. Went to work for a couple of high-tech IT companies where I would, serve in senior and executive level positions while I was there, and managed a large number of people, up to about 1,500 folks. Incredibly huge, P&Ls, about 600 million, 700 million a year. But education, I found myself working in this job, and you'll talk a little bit more about that. But it's exactly where I think I should be, and so I'm excited to be able to talk about what we're doing in the area of education.
Wonderful. So, military background, that's fantastic, and led you now to where you are now at the University of Now. Tell us a little bit about UniversityNow.
Well, UniversityNow is really an education organization that's changing the way education is. It's really incredible what we're doing at UniversityNow. Our CEO, Gene Wade, had a vision, and his vision was that education shouldn't result in school loan debt. As you're well aware, that school loan debt is increasing every day, and right now we're about $450 billion in school loan debt. That's a B, 50 billion. Wow. And now you're probably aware, even now, that we are looking, you probably heard about interest rates being increased in school. So whether that's long-term or short-term, it still has a negative effect upon education.
Right.
Well, what we've tried to do was make education affordable. We want everybody to be able to go to school, and that's really our mission, is to make education affordable for everybody. We want people to be able to go to school now based upon the money they have today, not the money they hope they're going to make tomorrow.
Ah, that's
right?
key. That's key.
Right? Because when you finish school, the first thing you think about is you want a better job or you want a promotion.
Right.
And those things happen, but not as soon as you would sometime like them to happen. But you're still forced with paying back school loans, right? Yes. And so school loans can become quite high. And so what we've done is put together a model where we are considered ourselves to be the most affordable university in the country. We'll talk more about the numbers, but we offer the most affordable education in the United States right now.
Wow. So tell us a little bit about what type of education and what is offered for a person who, let's say, possibly is watching this show, an employer or an employee.
Okay, great. Well, we have two universities. We have UniversityNow, is the parent organization for our flagship school, which is Patton University. Mm-hmm. Patton have a real campus back in Oakland, California, but we also started online programs about 2 years ago. We also have New Charter University, which is a pure online school. The thing about Patton, and I want to kind of focus on Patton, is because it is regionally accredited. And if you understand what that means, it means by being regionally accredited, it means that students who come to our school can transfer credits in and credits out.
Wow.
Now you understand also that it's always up to the discretion of the school.
Sure.
But being regionally accredited, it's a pretty good guarantee that they're going to accept the credit that come from our school. So if you come to our school with credits from other schools, we'll accept those.
Excellent.
If you earn a degree from our school and want to go somewhere else for another degree, they'll accept that.
Excellent.
We offer everything from associate degrees to MBAs. As a matter of fact, as I talk about the exciting stuff that we're doing, we were just approved for 2 new MBA programs just last week.
Wow.
Which is incredible.
And what are those programs?
Well, we are just approved for an MBA in nursing.
Excellent.
and an MBA in finance and accounting.
Wow.
So that's amazing, right? And
yes,
what we're doing. And so when you think about the fact that we are offering this affordable, because when you think about UniversityNow in our schools, it's fantastic. Here's what we're doing.
Exactly.
So what we're doing, we are the first competency-based, self-paced school in the country. So what does that mean? Yes. It means that we're self-paced, so you go to school at your pace. You're not hampered by having to wait for other folks who might be slower. And then if you're a little slower, you're not holding other folks back. we know life happens. Maybe
Yes.
things happen. And so we don't want you to be penalized by things that happen in life. We want you to be able to go to school at the pace that works for you.
Excellent.
Then we're competency-based, which means that our education is based upon proven learning, what you've proven that you know, as opposed to what we call seat time. Seat time is what we're all used to, right? Seat time is where you kind of go to an 8-week course and you kind of sit in that 8-week course and you sit there whether you know the material or not. When our school, that's not the case. If you can prove that you have learned what you need to learn, the objectives, then you can test, take your final exam, and move on from that course to another course. So we offer that. We have the probably one of the most robust learning platforms in the country. We hired a lot of smart people to do a lot of good things.
Sounds like it.
Yeah, and so what's fantastic about a learning platform is if you can use Facebook, you can use our platform.
If you can use Facebook, you can use the
But
platform.
no doubt.
I love it.
We realize that many people, especially more senior people, are sometimes skeptical about going back to school.
yeah.
The whole idea of technology is frightening to some folks.
Sure.
But if they can go online to their Facebook account, then they can go to school in university, one of the UniversityNow schools.
Oh my goodness, this is really, that's pretty. And some of your successes, you've got the 2 programs going on?
Well, we have many programs, as a matter of fact, going on. Those were 2 just approved.
2.
But what's really, I think we have so many successes. And I want to talk a little bit about kind of the pricing that we have. But before we do that, let me explain probably what I think is our most noteworthy success.
Okay.
Because we have lots and we're excited about that.
All right.
But, you know, when Gene Wade, who was our CEO, when he and investors purchased Patton University was formed in 1944.
Wow.
Gene and the investors purchased that school about 2 years ago. Okay. That school was on probation when they purchased the school.
Wow.
Things were okay, but the creditors thought there was some things could be better. And by the way, we're accredited by WASC, which is the Western Association of Schools and Colleges. And so they thought some things could be better. And Gene pulled together an amazing group of entrepreneurs and people with, you know, great backgrounds in education. And so with that group, he was able to turn that school around. And just last week, we received from our accreditors, they removed us from probation. We are now in, you know, good standings with the accreditors. And now, because of that, we are able to roll out new programs. We're doing just some incredible work, and all because of the work and the vision that Gene had for our school.
Wow. Wow. Affordable.
Affordable.
Accessible.
Accessible.
How do I find it? If I want to try to like get involved in it, or
well,
want to just
a number of ways.
take a look.
Well, a number of ways. Certainly, you can go online. You know, we have different ways. You can go to UniversityNow website, which is www.universitynow.com. You can also look at Patton's University, look at Patton's site by going to www.patton.edu. So there's a number of ways to go there. But if you go to the parent site, which is UniversityNow, you'll find all the information you want. Let me tell you a little bit about why we think our school, first of all, we understand that what we've done has been recognized by a lot of folks. Department of Education has recognized our model. Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation has, you know, they've contributed to our school because of our model. They like it so much. Mitch Kapoor and the Kapoor Capital Organization has really contributed to us, amongst a bunch of other folks. But what we've done in putting this model together is, and we talked about making education affordable, right?
Yes.
At our school, we actually have a yearly annual tuition. And so you pay about a year,
Okay.
and it includes as many courses as you can take in a year. Because it's self-paced, if you're really studious and work very hard, you can get through faster than some.
Really?
But if something happens, you need to take time off, that's okay. But we charge by the year. But here's what's amazing. Our undergraduate program is only $3,700 per year. I know, it's amazing. It's amazing. You know, our biggest hurdle is getting people to believe that what we actually offer is real, right?
And there are some universities, 3,000 is, let's say, for
A
one
course and a half.
course.
Correct.
Okay, all right.
Correct.
I'm just trying to translate exactly what you just said to me. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And our graduate degree program is right around $5,900 per year.
Wow.
So in essence, you can earn a 2-year graduate degree from us and an MBA from us. And you can do it for about $12,000 if you stay on course and on track. At some schools, we're looking at $60,000, $70,000. That's the vision that Gene had, the vision that, you know, you shouldn't have to go in debt to go to school. And so you might be thinking, wow, how can you do that? Because most people have wondered, how can you make that happen,
I'm
right?
pausing on that.
Well, a number of things. First of all, we keep overhead very low. Okay. We have a campus in Oakland, but we don't have a lot of campuses around the country to manage. A lot of the programs are online. That helps us quite a bit, right? And then what we do is, because it's self-paced and because people can kind of go at their own leisure, it kind of helps us to keep costs low. But our investors have really helped us too, to really get this thing going, because we want this to be a benefit for the students that come to our school. And think about this. We work with so many government, corporate, and associations throughout the country. Most of them offer tuition reimbursement. And the legal limit is about $5,250 a year without tax, because some pay more, but it's taxable.
Okay.
Those organizations we're working with, if you are a part of those organizations, you can go to school with us and not pay a dime for your education.
Well, you know, you get me more and more excited listening to you, and it sounds like, and I'm hoping that our audience is listening and wanting to know more. I mean, that's how I kind of, let's say, like to leave everyone.
Right.
So I'd like to thank you, first of all, for being here, and I wanted to again repeat the University Now website, because what you're saying to me, what I've heard is affordability, accessibility.
Flexibility.
Oh, wait a minute, and flexibility.
Yes, which is very important,
which
right?
is key in the 21st century.
Very key. And from an accredited school, I think that's very, very important to understand that we are accredited, which means that University of Maryland or many other schools have the same type of accreditation, so we're highly accredited. So again, anyone want more information about what we're doing, please, by all means, you can go to www.universitynow.com, or you can go to www.patton.edu.
Dr. Stewart, it's a pleasure having you
No,
here.
my pleasure, my pleasure. We're excited, and we hope that everybody can get excited about this possibility, this notion to go to school without having school loan debt. It's incredible.
Well, you're an excellent guest.
Well,
thank you.
No, thank you so much. It's my pleasure being here. Thank you.
Great. I'd like to introduce our next two guests. Our guests will be Cassandra Polite Jenkins and Alyssa Hicklin. Let's welcome them both to the show. They will be discussing bullying and the prevention of bullying. Welcome to the show, Cassandra Jenkins, and welcome to the show, Alyssa Hicklin. Well, Alyssa, let's start with you. Tell me a little bit about yourself.
My name is Alyssa Hicklin, and I'm 8 years old, and I live in California.
Wonderful, wonderful. And Ms. Jenkins.
Well, my name is Cassandra Polite Jenkins, and I'm an educator in the Northern Virginia public school system. I've been teaching in Northern Virginia for 18, going on 19 years now.
Wonderful, wow.
I've taught first grade, second, and third grade.
And third grade.
Yeah, I'm going in third grade.
And you're going in third grade. Well, the topic this time is bullying. And what does bullying mean to you, Alyssa?
I think it hurts people's feelings because when they tease people, it hurts the other person's feelings, and sometimes they can hurt them.
And why is it bad?
Because it hurts people's feelings.
Wow. So have you ever seen anyone get bullied?
Mm-hmm.
You did? And what happened?
Somebody was calling them my friend names, so I just went and got the principal.
You did?
Mm-hmm.
So you didn't just bully them back?
Mm-mm.
No. So what should kids do if they are bullied?
You should walk away and find an adult.
So going back to Mrs. Jenkins, who's on the show, would you go to Mrs. Jenkins? She would be your third grade teacher?
Yes, I would.
You would. And now, the educator's role, what is the best way? Because this is a huge issue.
It's a very huge issue that we're facing. Very huge issue that we're facing. And I guess, Ingrid, I would probably say, Alyssa, you are on the right track. The first thing you need to do is communicate. And you said you would go to a trusting adult or walk away. Those are excellent strategies that will allow you to be successful in preventing bullying from happening to you. So keep those strategies going. That is a very good strategy. Walk away.
Wow. And tips that what we as adults, because we see a lot, and what can we adults do to help them?
Well, I guess the best thing that we can do, as Alyssa said, we do need to communicate to our children about the types of bullying that do occur. There are certain programs that are available to us One is the OVEUS program, and in that program, it is a comprehensive program in elementary, middle, and in high school. The program goal is to teach school-age children about how to prevent bullying and how not to be a bystander in certain situations. But it also promotes, Ingrid, one thing that I find that's very special and dear is that it opens up a flood of communication in classrooms, with other adults, with the community. So the program is designed where children will have that opportunity to have positive peer relations and improve the social climate in classrooms. So that is one program that is awesome. And it's on the website, and you guys can see a wealth of information about that program. But it also educates parents to see that bullying, you know, sometimes starts at home. And sometimes as parents, we have to reevaluate what we're doing at home.
Okay. So we have responsibility in this too.
We definitely have a responsibility in this.
Wow. So Alyssa, we talked about bullying. Well, what do you like to do for fun?
I guess I like to hang out with my friends.
Yeah, you do. And do you play any sports?
Yeah, I play soccer.
You do? Oh, wow. And I always like to, you know, find out what is something that you would like to be when you grow up.
I would like to be a librarian, and then I'll be an actor.
Oh, an actor. Well, I think you're getting a good start here.
She's getting a very good start.
Cassandra, students hopefully are watching this show and thinking about it. What are some of the tips? You've given us some really good tips. Words of encouragement, you know.
Words of encouragement is also very important for, like I said, both children and adults. As parents, we need to keep, you know, the self-esteem going on with our kids, praise them when due process is due, because I know that, as Alyssa said, she has seen this happen, but she took the opportunity to go and tell an adult. As a parent, we need to praise her for that, because she stood up for not only herself, but for her friend. And so that line of communication is so very important, Ingrid. I cannot stress communicating with your child. And also, another important aspect of bullying, too, is know your child's friends, parents.
Parents.
Yes.
So you're making the bridge.
Yes, know your child.
Know your child, but also the friends and the parents.
Exactly, exactly. And I think another thing that I also tell my friends that are 8 years old, when they tell me about bullying, we talk about walking away, which is so very important because you do not want to cause harm to yourself. But I do something that's totally, totally off the beaten path. I throw them a joke. Bullies don't like jokes because they don't know where did that come from. Where did that come from? So if a bully comes up to you and you say, hey, what letter comes after X? What are they going to say?
I guess they will.
They're going to say why, and you say, hey, I'm the one that's answering the questions. Humor them because they don't know where it comes from. So you have to be on track. You throw the bully off, and then you say, bye. They didn't have that opportunity.
Well, and the reason why you should not bully is because it hurts people's feelings. That's why it's best to just walk away or tell an adult.
Exactly. And find friends that you want to be with.
Yeah.
Well, I'd like to thank both of you for being here and having this wonderful conversation between a student and a teacher. And I can see why you're probably the one that everyone's trying to have as their teacher. They're very fortunate to have you in the school system.
Thank you, Ms. Ingrid.
And Alyssa, thank you for being very brave, to stepping up for your friend and reporting them to a caring, trusting adult. You are amazing. Thanks again. Pleasure having you.
Thank you, Ms. Ingrid. Thank you.
Our next guest will be Hon K, who will be talking to us about Qigong. Hon K, thank you so much for being here.
Well, thank you for inviting me.
Well, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I have an acupuncture practice in Herndon, Virginia, and I practice traditional Chinese medicine and acupuncture.
Wow.
Actually, when I used to have my clinic in a martial arts studio, and so I would be sticking people with needles during the day, and at night when I taught martial arts, I would be teaching people how to avoid getting stuck with sharp objects.
Wow, what a contrast between the two. How did you, so you got involved with, what got you involved in Chinese medicine?
Well, I've always been interested in Chinese medicine. I grew up in New York City, in Chinatown, and my mother would always be getting me to go to the Chinese pharmacist and drinking these foul-tasting herbal decoctions. Little did I know that many years later I would be prescribing the same decoctions for my patients.
Oh my word. Now, tell us about Qigong.
Yeah, not that many people know, but Qigong is one of the pillars of Chinese medicine. In fact, it's the most important pillar. It's the foundation of not only Chinese medicine, but Chinese martial arts.
Wow. So it's the foundation of it. And what does it entail?
Well, you know, the Chinese medicine, as well as Qigong theory, believes that the human body is a microcosm of the universe. And the body has a physical structure, but it also has an energetic structure. Now, Qigong means, Qi means energy or air, and Gong means cultivation. So it's actually the cultivation of energy, vital life force energy. So in Chinese medicine, we say when there is illness and when there is pain, there's a lack of free flow. And when there is no pain, there's a free flow. So that means that when things are flowing smoothly throughout the body, just like your irrigation system at your house,
yes.
When things are flowing smoothly, then the flowers are blooming and the grass is green. And when it's not, then illness occurs.
Ah, what a wonderful principle. What are some of the exercises that you do with Qigong?
Well, we do quite a few different exercises. I like to have our audience try one exercise we call the fingers growing game.
Okay.
And this will illustrate some of the principles of Qigong.
Okay.
And what I like to have everybody do is hold up your hands, and then at the bottom of your wrist, there's lines at the bottom of your wrist, and then extend your hands, both hands, and stretch them out. So one hand will be with the fingers longer than the other hand. Have you found the hand with the shorter fingers?
Yes, I have.
Now what I want you to do and what I want people back home to do is to hold up your hand with a shorter fingers. Hold up the hand that has the shorter fingers and put the other hand down. Now, I want you to close your eyes, and everybody close their eyes, and imagine that your fingers are getting longer. They're getting longer and longer and longer still. They're growing into giant fingers. Now, I want you to open your eyes and measure your hands again. Line up the bottom wrist, and then stretch them out. Now, isn't that amazing?
Yes, it is amazing.
All right. Now, I want you to hold that same hand up with the fingers that just grew.
Yes.
And then close your eyes and imagine your fingers are growing back to normal, back to normal, back to normal. And then open your eyes and measure your hands again. Are they back to normal?
Yeah.
Yeah, great. So this just demonstrates one of the principles. So Einstein said that E equals mc squared. Energy equals mass times velocity squared. And what he meant by that is that energy can't be energy can be transformed, but not made, so that there's always a constant supply of energy. So energy can always be transformed. So we can use our minds to transform energy, and we can use our minds to change our physiology. So that's just an example of that.
Wow.
So Qigong involves the principles of using your mind or using your mental focus, as well as different exercises, and as well as breathing and movement and posture. Something similar to yoga.
Wow, that's interesting. how do we find more information about what you're talking about?
Well, one of the styles that I practice, I've studied many styles, is called Spring Forest Qigong. And people can go to springforestqigong.com to learn more about it. It was created by Master Chun-Yi Lin, and he created a powerful yet very simple to